Hey, happy Friday. Happy Good Friday. I'm Larry the Lion. This is Late Night with Larry the Lion. I hope you're all having a great Good Friday. It's about 9:41 on the West Coast. So 12:41 here on the East Coast. And 9:41 on Arizona time. The only time that matters, according to Pace. uh, Strange day. Really strange day I had today. In a strange good way, but a strange bad way. That makes sense. Last night I was at Publix getting a Pokeball and checking my lotto number, right? From last week, my Mega Million. I didn't check it tonight. um, met this old guy, 80 years old, him and his wife. This is the short version. Um, he's an investor. We we had the same angel numbers on his Mega Millions ticket. Like I said, short version. He tells me he's got property for sale. Said it's worth 1 million. Gave me the address. He didn't tell me that it was a multifamily. And then he said, well, it's actually worth 1.2 million. But he said he'd give it to me for 500,000. He said, you give me 500,000, you can have it. I said, what are you gonna do with the money? Because he didn't want to do a creative deal. And he goes, I'm gonna spend it on what I want to spend it on. His wife is cute little old. She looks like Minnie the Mouse. I took a couple pictures of him tonight. So that was yesterday. And the strangest part is that he has the same angel number as me, exactly the same, 717. If you know anything about me and angel numbers, I talk about them all the time. So tonight I'm walking around Publix. I was going to fast, and then I didn't. Um, he was in there again, him and his wife, and because me and Cody were confident last night, and it just didn't make sense. It just looked like it was a 4 2-bedroom, 1 bath, right? You can't see the other building, and when I look at it from the aerial photo, they're exactly the same. He built these in 1981 and refurbished them in 2000. Complete redo. And so I'm talking to him again tonight, trying to get some more information. I was moping around Publix for a while. I'm like, I was got something that might be going under contract. I was hoping it was going to go under contract yesterday, but they didn't accept our letter, our offer. I mean, the letter of intent Cody sent over. So Cody had me counter to them, and we offered 2,500 the first time. Now we're offering 5,000. It's a subject to. It's a 3 bedroom, 3 bath in Davenport, Florida. If they take this offer, we're gonna break even on it. Probably assign it, but if we keep it, because the same agent has another property exactly the same street, just a few doors down. Um, my idea is to do sober living with them. So I should have been happy about that. Should have been happy about a lot of things. I was feeling melancholy. Uh, Took me a while to even get on here. I wanted to come on here earlier, but I didn't. So I'm in Publix and I see him again. I see her first, and she's just adorable. and we just started talking. I was asking more about it, and she said Ed's over there getting a sandwich, and they're just a wonderful old couple. But I go over and talk to him, and he tells me it's not 4 bedroom, 2 baths, or a 4 point. But it's 8 bedrooms, 4 baths, right? I'm getting my numbers mixed up. But he tells me there's another building, so yeah, it's 16 bedrooms, 2 baths, or I don't know, 4 baths, something like that. Wait, 2, 4, 8. No, 8. I'm getting my numbers mixed up again. Holy shit. Um, yeah, so he's got 4 2 bedroom, 1 bath. So it's 8 bedrooms, 4 baths, which would be 16 bedrooms with 8 baths for $500,000. But he said it's worth 1.2 million, and that's what he said. He'd give it to me for 500,000. I said, bring. He said, bring me a check for 500,000. They're yours. And then I find out there's more property connected to it. He's got 3 other lots connected to it. Well, can it be that simple? Just run into someone randomly and they're going to give me $1.2 million worth of real estate for 500,000. Maybe it was because I helped that guy last night. Only God saw it, just me and that guy. Um, but you don't get rewarded for stuff like that, do you? Maybe it's because what I've been doing the whole past year, or maybe it's just coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence. Never have. So it's really, if it's true, if this man sells that to me, wow, it really would be Good Friday. And it was the seventh. His seven. We both have like these lucky numbers and sevens. Um, and even his wife. Could I just walk up to somebody in the supermarket? Thanks, Bobby. And he just happens to be a real estate investor, buying lotto tickets. He looks at my lotto ticket last night and says, "Where'd you pick those numbers?" I said, "Those are my angel numbers." He goes, "Those are my angel numbers." I'm like, "Shut up. No way." And we have the exact same angel number. What are the odds of that happening? And then he tells me he's a real estate investor. This is the short version. And I said, "So am I." Then I tried explaining subject to him and seeing if he wanted to, because I asked him about his properties, if he had any existing mortgages. He said, "Yeah." Thank you, Bobby. Um, but then he goes on to tell me, he said, "No, I don't want to do that." He goes, I just want to sell it and go spend my money." He's 80 something years old. I think maybe 85. I can't remember, his wife said earlier. I was 80. He might be a few years older. But he tells me last night that they're worth 1 million. And then when I look at it, it just shows one building of a fourplex, right? I'm like, this thing can't be worth no million. So I had an agent that I'm working with on a deal in Davenport, who we sent a letter out to intent today or last night, and they wanted more money than what we were offering at 2,500. Uh, so I gave him with Cody coaching me. I called the agent back and made a counter offer. Told him, he could, we'll give him 2,500, and the agent can reduce his commission and give him more money out of that to meet the need. Otherwise, we're not going to have a deal. I said, that's it. I said it a little bit differently, but um, it's kind of, it's getting easier as I do this. It's not easy, but I feel more comfortable. So back to that guy, it's he's got 2 buildings and 3 extra pieces of land there that he was going to build on, and he never did. And this is the funny part. When he was getting his sandwich at the deli, I'm sitting there talking with him, and his wife said, I said, well, I'm going to get you that check for 500,000. And she's like, his son's not going to like that. I'm like, why? And she goes, well, but he ain't got nothing to say about it. It's Ed's. So apparently Ed and his son disagree. And if I bring Ed a $500,000 check, he's gonna give me those 2 fourplexes. 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, and 8 bedrooms, 4 baths in each one, and 3 extra pieces of land that could be built on. Now the neighborhoods are really a weird mix. I was looking at it on the satellite. Some it's like a little bit not industrial, but it looked like there was a storage yard, had a couple boats in it, some junk and some cars. And then there's some, maybe it looked like some commercial buildings, but his property is well maintained. And then there's some houses that were converted into apartments. So it's a weird mix over there. And I was trying to get, because I don't have T12s and rent rolls to underwrite it. He's not going to have an OM. He's like 80 something, right? He's a tired landlord. That's what he is. He's a tired landlord. He just wants to get out of it. But he didn't say that. But that's my feeling. If he built those in 1981, he's been doing it for 40 something years, 42 years. And I don't know what he was doing before that, because they told me that their 54th anniversary is coming up. And I said, holy shit. They got married a month before I was born, in June 1969. So they've been married longer than I've been alive. So can it be that simple that you just walk up to somebody at the supermarket and find out that they got some property, and they're going to give you a deal of a lifetime on it? I mean, it's not the Brooklyn Bridge, like the Pilgrims bought from the Indians, but I don't even know if is that, you really think that's true? They paid $17 for that bridge or whatever it was. I bet they don't even teach that in school anymore. But can it be that simple that I could get a deal like that? Just say it's worth 650,000 instead of 1.2 million, like he's saying he thinks it should be valued at. It'd still be a 6-figure assignment fee if all the numbers worked out. Instead of maybe a 500,000 assignment fee. You got 3 pieces of land to build on. You got 2 cash flowing buildings. When I kept on asking about the rent, he said, do your research. It's what the market will bear. What does that mean? The market will bear. How am I going to pull that up? Get your rent or something. But I don't have time. Anybody know how to check for rent? I sent Sam a text. He gave me some kind of a little cryptic message back. Check the rents. I already used my free trial though, when I was in Ohio. He owns those things free and clear. No credit card required. But they want an email. I'm not sure which email I used last. Um, why did I make y'all sign up for this shit? Or sign up with Google? We'll try signing up with Google. Make sure I don't pick the wrong account. Two-step verification. That's Instagram and YouTube. Oh, you gotta log into YouTube to check. Oh, look, hey, there's me on YouTube. Almost there. Okay. This thing looks pretty cool on YouTube. My background looks better on my phone than it does on my computer. Where'd it go? I had it open. The whole window shut down. Dang it. I gotta do it again. So it's the YouTube now. Rentometer. So I'm still just taken aback by how I was feeling moments before I saw him again there. Because last night after we looked at the comps and looked at the building, I was like I was disappointed. I was like, man, I got all excited for nothing. And it looked like it was just four, 2-bedroom, one bath. But turns out he had that other building in the background. I'd show you on the Google Maps, but I don't want somebody to steal this from me. Not saying my friends, you friends, my friends here would, but you never know. um, that would suck. But 1.2 million, that's what he says it's worth. But he's been in there since 1981. He should know. You would think. He seems like a pretty knowledgeable guy, smart. Set in his ways. He's got habits and things he does. Um, he's maintained those properties for 42 years, built them from the ground up, both of them, and redid them in 2000. And now he's ready to get out of them. They're not on market. It's just I think it's because we have the same angel numbers. Why he offered it to me? He said, "Here, 500,000." I said 500,000, and then like, if it is that simple, that'd be like the craziest part of my story so far. And I got some really freaking crazy shit in my story. Um, there's stuff I haven't told about yet. I'm waiting, waiting to get a little more time under my belt where I share everything. Nothing like nothing weird, but it's just, well, yeah, everything's weird. My life's been one strange trip. So, a lot of bad, but there's a lot of good in there too. And lately, been good, but there's still challenges. Like, oh, I forgot about that's why I was. See, I'm so happy about seeing him again and realizing there's an incredible opportunity here. I genuinely believe he's serious. He will take that check and he will sell it because just the way his wife was talking about it. Oh, I was going to say, oh, what's her name that I rent from? She said she's not renewing her lease and because they're raising rent and she's moving on at the end of the month. So I don't have a place to stay again. And hopefully we're going to get that deal under contract. No, we are. I know they're going to accept the counter offer. They have to because they're going to be upside down, and the agent's going to push for it. He's not going to let them. You know, he needs the money. He's a good guy. Agent Gill's really cool, and he's got another property that we're going to make an offer to as well. So, and I have a whole bunch of follow-ups I got to do. I should have done a bunch tonight, but I didn't because after she came home and told me that she's not renewing the lease, and well, that means I got to go somewhere. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, I know I have to go somewhere, but the relation that it's already the 8th, and I didn't get the jobs that I needed. But might be able to get into this eight eight. It's 16 bedrooms, 8 baths, with 3 pieces of land. What I think I want to do, find a private money lender to work with me on this one, like Angela Wayne. It's the only one I made it. Well, I met other ones. I don't know. But I had a good start with Angela at the Deal Maker. I made her a nice video, and she was reached out for me for help a couple times with her YouTube. But I think she found other people to help her because she's already done her podcast. But she'd be really, she could maybe help me with it, and that would be, or maybe Vina Jetty. Ask Vina Jetty to help me. She did teach me how to napkin underwrite. Maybe she would, knowing my story, maybe she would contribute. But I think it would be that area where it is, it would be perfect for sober living. Instead of having 2 bedrooms in each one holding, say, 2 people, 4 people, put 8 in each one. Or wait, 4, 4. You do it, yeah, 8 people in each one. So it'll be 8, 16, 32, 64 sober living in both buildings. And then you have 3 other ones to build on. And if they get that Section 8, like some states pay for it, and they give you more like bonus because they're sober. Charge like what the market will bear, like 1,600 for each person, something like that. That would be insane. Be some cash flow. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Turn them into sober living. That'd be insane. So anyway, what do you guys got planned for tomorrow, Saturday, Easter? You gonna go hunt Easter eggs? I'm not. But Ed and Lise, they told me about a church over here I want to go to Sunday. And that's the even crazier part. They're only 1.2 miles from me. Like I was gonna walk over there earlier, but I was like, I was hemming and hawing about it. Uh, can it be just that simple? That God would give me something like that just by being in the right spot at the right time, helping somebody out, old man in one of those electric wheelchair things with the at the supermarket, getting some yogurt. I'm like, maybe God will bless me with a winning lotto ticket tonight, because I had one I bought last week, um, with the angel numbers on it, my angel numbers. And then when he's standing there buying his stack, like he's like a dedicated lotto player. And then when he sees that lady gave me the ticket that didn't win, it said got a winner on it. Um, and he says, where'd you get those numbers? And I said, those are my angel numbers. He's like, those are my angel numbers. The odds of that occurring, you have to be, everything has to be aligned in the universe for that to happen, for that moment. At least for me. Maybe not your universe, but mine. We live in multiverses. I believe that. Like everybody has in when you make different decisions, your timeline splits. It was going one way. So each time you make a decision, it creates another universe. Not like grabbing this coffee decision, drinking it is not another universe. Well, I technically it could be, because if I didn't grab it, it'd be this universe. But it's this universe where I'm drinking a cup. If that makes sense on the multiverse explanation. um, there's a lot of different explanations of that stuff. It's 1:09 a.m. Thought I'd get a couple more people on here. I guess it's later than usually. Plus, I didn't share it very many places. I didn't share it at all. I just put it on. This is kind of like an outlet for me too. Like Bobby was saying, I've been showing up every day and being vulnerable. It is vulnerable to admit that I need this. Um, Because at the end of the day, when I work here all by myself, I'm not out there interacting with people. I'm interacting with people. And the ironic thing is that was part of the problem when I was living in Vegas in the 21 months of the pandemic, when I was by myself for 167 hours a week. Not saying I feel like should just sit here and get high and stuff like it was then. Um, but there's no real coping mechanism. Um, so like this is my outlet. This is my coping mechanism. The podcast versus when I was on drugs, over 14 months ago. It's been like 2 years or more than that since the pandemic started. That was my coping mechanism, because I was stuck working by myself inside on a computer, and everything was shut down. Not everything not shut down. I can go places. I go out, but I don't have any like physical friends right here. There's other SHUP 2 students here in Tampa and stuff, but I don't have a car. They have to come get me, and they're miles this way, miles that way. There's no one like right here, like, hey, let's go do this. Which, like, it's not like because I don't drink. I'm like, hey, you want to go have a beer, or maybe we'll have some coffee at Starbucks. So there's some challenges with on my journey like that. It's difficult building a completely. I wasn't rebuilding anything because there was nothing to rebuild. So you could say I'm building a new life. Rebuilding or building, each one has challenges from a destroyed life. Whether you were rebuilding or building, this is one of them challenges. But if this turns out to be true, that I think I just call him tomorrow and get him under contract, even without a buyer. Just, hey, look, can I get you under contract? How much? And might need an EMD for a gator. But I think I know a gator that would do it. But man, that's a lot of. This would be a big chunk to give up out of that. Why not? Why not just send him a purchase contract? Um, no, we have to do some comps and stuff. Like Sam was like, go run full comp ARV on it. Um, but the thing is, he's not going to give me any rent rolls. He's not even going to tell me what he charges for rent. It's just the way that old guy is. But what he will do is give me the property for $500,000. That the more I look at it, it looks like it's worth $1 million or even 1.2 because of the 3 extra pieces of land and because there's a whole nother building that we didn't see last night when we pulled up the address. We only saw 1 4 unit. Like, this can't be worth $1 million, let alone 1.2. We didn't see all the extra land that he had that I discovered tonight. Um, I do have his number, but he's, like I said, he's just one of them old men just set in his ways. And he's one of those men where you don't push because then he'll push back and he'll just forget it. So I think I should just say, here, there's 500,000. Sign this contract. I'll get you your money. Um, I don't know. I gotta do some comps on it, but like I said, what are the odds of having the same angel numbers? That's just. But that is kind of like what God's been doing ever since I started down this journey. Going to the Clever Summit, getting gifted. Yeah, that's one thing I haven't told people about yet. So, Clever Summit. I almost quit this journey there because after it, and I've blocked it out. I often forget about it. After I posted in the creative financing group that I was concerned about going back on Saturday after being there on Friday, the first day, and meeting so many amazing people. And I hadn't even seen Pace yet. I don't even think it was there that day. Hey Nicole, how are you? Um, when I posted that I felt like I needed to go, but I was scared to go because if I didn't go to work Saturday and Sunday, I would risk not having the money to have my PCS, Prime Corporate Services, set up by May 1st to get into the original Gator class. And if I didn't get into that Gator class, I was so early in my journey, I was like, you know what, God, forget this. I'm just going to go back and crawl under a rock and die because this shit's been hard. Going one meal a day in the beginning, getting off the drugs, heroin and crack. But most people lose their mind trying to eat one meal a day, let alone quit those things. Cold turkey, no doctor, no AA, no hospital, nothing. Just pure willpower. Pure fucking had enough. Um, but so back to the Clever Summit. So after I posted it, later on that Saturday, there was this woman, Angela Flores, right? Yeah, I don't need to go. I don't need to pull up the pictures from the Clever Summit. I don't think I have any on the computer, anyways. But this woman, after seeing that post, when she finally did find me, told me she had been looking for me all morning long. And this is really. She was the first one over the last point at sometime last year before. Let's say, through November, December. I think there was one more. I had 8 women come up to me physically, not on the internet, tell me that God sent them to talk to me. Swear to God. Back to Angela. So she was an attractive woman, had big boobs, Mind you, remember I'm losing weight. I'm early in my journey. Have still to this day. It's been over 7 years since I've been intimate, like fully intimate. I've been intimate a little bit, but not like fully. Um, had 150 miles home. Oh my goodness, it's been a weird week. But this woman, she kept on calling me after the summit, the Sunday night, and she wanted me to go to dinner at the Heart Attack Grill. And she said her roommate was bringing her 4 children out from Los Angeles, and she wanted me to meet them there. I'm like, you know what? No, I'm good. I'm losing weight. I don't want to go somewhere where they shame you for being fat. Um, wow, that's a lot. And so I declined, right? Because I would have had to take an Uber there. You know, they put your hospital gown in. If you don't eat your food, they give you a spanking because they give you, if you're over 350 pounds, you eat free. I was still over 350 pounds at that point, I think. Yeah, I was definitely because I was 430 when I started in February, and it was only like April 24th. So yeah, I didn't want to go there and be mocked and be made fun of and laugh, spectacle. So I declined. So, but we kept talking, and this woman, she had a like $5 million home in Simi Valley. Uh, she was talking about how we're gonna go do land deals and fly on private jets and go to these masterminds, and I'm buying into this. I'm brand new on the journey. I'm like, really, I thought I was getting, it's say it's like everybody has a dream, uh, woman or man, that they meet someone that's on that level. Like you're at this level and they're way up here. I thought she was way up there, right? So we talked all that week, and then it was I think the last talk to her was on Friday. This is before Mother's Day. Um, and then uh, I didn't hear from her Saturday, right? It's cool. I was busy doing other things. But when I sent her a message on Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day, know that she has 4 children, right? She didn't reply back. I thought, well, maybe she's busy, whatever. I'm on the internet talking to some other girl, anyways, and one of them early on Asian ones. I mean, the Asian fake profiles in the beginning because I was lonely. I still got rent-o-meter here. I was gonna do that. What? Um, but this is gonna be really disturbing for anybody that watches this in the future because I've already started talking about it. I can't not talk about it. So here she is. Let me put this on the other screen. So, everybody left. There's nobody here to view this, anyways. So, anybody's watching this in the future, I started down the story. So, remember, I told you, these women said that God sent them to talk to me. That's her. Remember, I told you she brought 4 children and she wanted to go with the Heart Attack Girl? Well, the reason I didn't hear from her, I went to her Facebook page and there was some picture of like police tape on her, but it was all in Spanish. So I messaged the girl that posted it, and she told me this is what happened. Angela, she killed her 3 children with the help of her 16-year-old son on Mother's Day. That fucked my head up really bad. I almost stopped my whole journey because of her. That's the crazy shit. I don't know who just joined, but you're the only one seeing this. Somebody will see in the future. So this almost stopped my whole journey. This woman. Um, she killed her. She killed her children on Mother's Day. I met her at the Clever Summit. She was literally there. Um, it's one of the most horrible things. And I was, like I said, I went down this journey saying, God, I'm trusting God, and how could God let that happen? I don't know. And she was the one. She was apparently running around her neighborhood saying that there's demons and angels, and I damn near had a relationship with this woman based on meeting her. I thought I was going to. That's where it was going. It was really crazy. Um, my picture is frozen. I don't know if you can hear me still, but I almost quit the whole journey because of that. And so there's been a lot of crazy challenges that I've had to fight and overcome. And I think this is the Matrix is trying to shut me down. They froze me right now. That's how it works. The camera's frozen, everything's frozen.